Hi, readers. Today for Readers Workshop, we're going to talk more about how we are readers already here in kindergarten. Okay, last week we talked about how we can be readers by reading things in our world. Okay, we talked about environmental print, how we might drive down the highway and we might see, I know that says McDonald's, or I know that says Walmart, or I know that says Target. You might be able to read some food labels in your house. Okay, so today we're going to talk about how we can also learn from our books. Oh, thank you. We're going to talk about how we can also learn from our books, okay? So I brought you two different books today. This first one is called The Three Billy Goats Gruff, and this is a book that we read for fun. We just enjoy the story, and we might talk about this book later. We might do those things like that. And then I also showed you a different book called The Beetle Alphabet Book. In this book, we learn all about beetles, so we can learn about stories, or learn from stories too. So I'm going to add that to our chart that we made on Friday. You can see my chart up here. It's called We Are Readers. Remember, we can look and we can learn, we can think, and then we can read. And our chart, or our post-it today says we can learn. So not only can we read and think and look about them, we can also learn from them, learn new things. Okay? So I'm going to show you what that looks like today. I brought a big book with me so you can see it nice and well. This book is called Apples. And in this book, we're going to learn about, what do you think? Yeah, we're going to learn about apples. And when I pick up a book, I automatically am thinking, what's this book going to be about? What might I learn? I might learn about how apples are grown. I might learn about where apples come from. I might learn about the different kinds of apples. So readers, when you open up a book, you're always thinking, what am I going to learn? Okay? So I want you to watch Mrs. Lenz as I read this book, and I want you to watch how I'm learning and just some conversations that I'm having with you. Now, when it's your turn to go read today, you're going to see if you can find a book that you can learn from. And I want you to have that conversation with somebody of things that you learned from that book. Now, families, they are probably not actually reading them, but in kindergarten, reading pictures and noticing the pictures and learning from them, we call that reading, okay? So when they share a book with you, a learn about the world book, that's what you'll be looking for, okay? So I'm going to open to the first page because when we read a book, we read the whole page or the whole book, okay? So this says, fall is apple time. What did I learn on this page? I learned that apples grow in the fall, which is right now. I haven't been apple picking yet, but I'm wanting to go. All right, I'm going to look on the next page. It says, apples grow on apple trees. Some people might think that they grow on a bush or on a plant, but they grow on trees. Each apple tree has its own kind of apple. Pretty cool. That means there must be all different kinds of apples. Thinking when I go to the grocery store, there are different kinds of apples that I could pick from. There's Gala apples and Pink Lady apples. Apples can be green, red, or yellow. I already knew that, but some people might not have known that there was 3 different kinds of apples. I'm going to keep going, and I'm still thinking about what I can learn from my book. Apple trees rest in the winter. This picture is of apple trees in the winter, and look, they have no leaves. They're resting. The trees grow flowers in the spring. So in the springtime is when they start. The branches of the trees have tiny buds. Do you see where I'm learning something? I want you to stop, and I want you to tell someone next to you, what's something you're learning from Mrs. Lenz's apple book? Something you didn't already know. I'm going to keep going. The flowers grow into apples in summer. So summertime is when the flowers change and they go into the apples. They're already starting to look like apples there. They're getting round. The apples get big in the fall. Sun and water help the apples to grow. Growers pick the apples. It is best to twist, not pull, an apple of a tree. I didn't know that. I always thought you would pull them, but twist and pull. Then it says kids can pick them too. Some apples go to markets. Some apples go to cold rooms. People cook apples. Squeezed apples make apple juice or apple cider. Have you ever thought about how apple juice or apple cider is made? People can also bake apple pies. Here's our last page. Apples are good. All right, so I want you to think about, we really learned from that story, didn't we? That taught us all about apples. So that was a Learn About the World book. We can learn from our books. Today for your assignment, you're going to look at your house and you're going to see if you can find a learning book. Something, maybe it's about birds, maybe it's about dogs, maybe it's about gardening, maybe it's about plants, whatever you can find in your home. And I want you to take a picture of that Learn About the World book. And remember, you're not just going to take a picture of it, you're going to share it with somebody in your house and you're going to tell them what you've learned from looking at the pictures and reading the words.